Good evening. This is the Monday, November 18th Nominations and Appointments Committee meeting. My name is Chris Miller, Counselor for District 6, and with me are Counselors Vanessa Campos, District 1, and Wesley Butler, District 4. Tonight we have one applicant, Corey DeMello. Did I pronounce your last name?
Yep, you did a
correctly?
great job. Yep,
Thank you. Welcome, Corey.
thank
Our
you.
process is that we will take turns asking you questions related to the position. When we're done, if you have any questions for us, since this is a new appointment, feel free to ask. So I'll let Counselor Butler start.
Okay.
Hi, Corey, thank you for applying to be on the Animal Control Board. My first question is, what do you think is the purpose of the Animal Control Board?
I believe it's to ensure the public health of the animals and people in the city of Reading and the surrounding areas, as well as help with animal control.
And then my last question is, what made you interested in serving on the Animal Control Board?
I've recently seen a lot of overfilling of the shelters, and it seems to be a phenomenon that we're seeing post-COVID, that a lot of people got pets during COVID and now they can't handle them. They're turning them over. We have too many animals, not enough people taking them, and I think it's important that we take care of that in the best way that we possibly can.
All right, thank you. I'm gonna pass it over to Counselor Campos now.
Hi, Corey. Thank you for applying for this position and being here with us. Question I have is, are you familiar with the Animal Rescue League and the work the shelters provide?
Yes, I am. I have done work at the Animal Rescue League and the Humane Society, and I work alongside with Safety Net Sanctuary as well.
Thank you. So I have.
My turn. I read your resume. It's pretty extensive.
Mm.
It seems that you're very knowledgeable for this position. And I did see that you did do some work at the Animal Rescue League. One of the conversations that I've had with people who have come onto this board is, and I think you just sort of touched on it with COVID, but I think it's more than that. In the city, we seem to have an issue with pets that are abandoned, not just since COVID, but it seems like because we have so many rental units, when somebody is in a unit that allows pets and then moves to a unit that doesn't allow pets, that the pet just sort of is left to its own. A lot of times they're not neutered, and then we end up with more pets. And I think that's, the Animal Rescue League is very aware of that it's an ongoing problem. And I think that's one of the reasons why this board is so important, because we're dealing with this issue. I mean, it's a major issue. Could you just sort of touch on that, your thoughts?
I agree with you that there is a lot of abandonment issues going on in the city. I know that there are multiple trap, neuter, and return groups that are trying to get that under control. I also worked alongside Fairchild Foundation for a while. So I know that they're out there. I think maybe they just need a little bit more help with maybe the trap, neuter, release programs, perhaps. Same thing with getting the dogs in and fixed, spayed or neutered. I even was thinking of maybe having some sort of licensing issue for cats, if that might help something. I don't know. But it seems like the dog license issue seems to keep people a little bit more honest. Whereas a cat, you just get a cat and then you just leave it there. When you move, they're disposable apparently.
Some.
For some, yes, of course, for some. So I see that there is a large abandonment issue. More so, I'm originally from Philadelphia, and the abandonment issue in Reading is absurd. It's really irresponsible, and I don't know how to make that more responsibility on the pet owner to actually take the cat with you to somewhere, whether it be the Animal Rescue League or to your new home or to somewhere besides outside.
I think, we're a highly congested city. We have a lot of people that live here. But the other issue that comes up is that the fact that the Rescue League isn't located in the city, it's outside. For some people,
Correct.
transportation is an issue. And I know we've had this conversation with the Rescue League, but again, it just shows how important this board is when it comes to animal control, because we are dealing with these major issues. And not
Right.
that it wasn't important before, but it's extremely important. It is an extremely important board to deal with some of the issues that we're dealing with now. And I can tell that you understand how important the issues are. So that's what I wanted to hear. The last thing I wanted to ask is that I know, just based on the things you're involved with, you have a busy schedule. Do you feel that you'll be able to attend the meetings?
Yes, I understand it's 2 meeting twice a year. Is that it?
Correct.
Yeah,
No,
no
what?
problem.
Wait, hang on.
So,
Okay.
my name is Shelley. I'm the one that's been emailing with you
Yes.
about getting you scheduled. I'm also staff to the Animal Control Board. And because some of the issues are pressing, they meet more like quarterly than just twice a year. And it's in the evening and it's at the convenience of the board members. So, and they're hybrid. So you can either come to City Hall like today or you can connect via
Okay.
Zoom.
Yes, I think that I should be able to squeeze that into my schedule.
Good. I'm glad we had that conversation and clarified that. Thank you, Shelley.
You're welcome.
All right. Did you have any questions for us?
Does the Humane Society still take in, do they still do intakes?
The contract between the city is with the Animal Rescue League. I'm not sure how the Humane Society plays a role with intakes.
Okay,
I'm not sure how that would work.
I would imagine private intakes, but they wouldn't be called for city. If there's a stray that's found, the city wouldn't call the Humane Society, they call the Animal Rescue League.
okay. I just was thinking something closer to the inner city, maybe like as an option. I mean, obviously this
Right,
would be a
but-
conversation for a different time, but maybe as an
And they're a smaller
alternative place.
facility.
Yeah, they are. I know they're quite small, but even as a holding facility,
Yeah, that, I don't have the answer to that.
just a thought.
Okay, any other questions?
I do not have any other questions.
Okay. The process is we will have a conversation and vote on if we feel you're the proper candidate, which I don't think there'll be a problem. I probably shouldn't say that, but your qualifications are very good.
Okay,
After that, Shelley will be the one that follows up with you
okay.
in the process. And the only other thing is I'd like to thank you for hearing tonight virtually.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, have a good evening.
Thank you, you too.
Okay, conversation.
I think I agree, she is very qualified, I'm in favor, I think. Better than this, to serve on the board, I think she's a good addition to it.
I agree, very qualified, seems to know the purpose of the board. Seems like someone we know will show up to meetings.
And I think based on her qualifications, plus the fact that this position is so important, plus the fact that she was very aware of what a major issue the city's dealing with animal control right now. Sort of like a win-win-win. I am definitely in favor, so I think we're all in agreement. Shelley, you can follow up with her, but I think the board will be very happy to know that this position is being filled.
Yes.
We didn't know, we didn't get to ask, how did she know about this opening? Of what-
I don't know if she.
She
put that-
volunteered at the ARL.
Oh, no, not at all.
Yeah, she volunteers at the ARM. So they may have encouraged her a little bit, but she doesn't tell, it's not specified.
She also said she's in good standing with a lot of the rescue groups, which is why she brought that up.
Yeah,
That
and she's been in touch with the sanctuary and,
right.
so there's. a
So
lot of-
she's
right,
networking. Yeah. For reason, that she's connected with so many organizations. All right,
When did they start to be quarterly? Was that recent? Because I know we had an interview for one. I forget her name. She was a lady before.
Yeah, it depends on the issues. So sometimes it is only twice a year. But now they're working on some of the educational things that you all talked about with the last interviewee. Some of those kinds of things we know about. The feral cats we need to work on the TNR stuff, so they're meeting more frequently now. They'll
That's
be
really
meeting
good to
again
hear.
in December, so.
And that was like in the last meeting that they had, they changed it quarter.
They decide among themselves during the meeting what business they have and how soon they want to keep working on it, so.
did that come about from when the ARL did their presentation to council?
No, it's been since before that.
Okay, that's good to know.
Did you think it'll stay quarterly? Because I would have to update this, but it says once a year. How you got gauge.
The legislation only requires them to meet twice a year, which is why we've left it that way, but the board is choosing to meet more often.
Which
And
is
that's,
okay.
yeah, they're advertised, I advertise them even though it's more than twice a year.
Okay.
And it's their choice to meet more frequently, so we've left that as is in case it goes back.
Right. Well, that's really good to hear. What other business do we have?
This evening? No,
Okay. Motion to adjourn, or did you have? some
Yeah, I
questions?
have some
Sure.
questions. The redevelopment authority, is going to be with council, is that already scheduled?
it's scheduled for this Wednesday.
Okay, so today is a presentation of the authority, but this Wednesday is the interview. Yeah. No?
No, today is the auditor's budget recommendations.
So then next Monday.
Budget review. And I think starting to look at the parking lot. I don't recall what the other,
I must have missed.
the law office,
Yeah,
I
I
think.
think man,
I'm trying to remember what, like, visualize what was on
No, I
the
think
agenda.
Yeah,
it was-
HR.
Was
HR
managing
is
director
over.
and they.
Oh, is it?
And managing director has to reschedule, so
Right.
you'll hear from Kim Talbot
Yeah,
for human relations, but the rest of managing director is going to be next week. Because Jack's not available.
So next Monday is the presentation of the redevelopment.
I don't
I must
recall,
have swapped.
I I don't look that far ahead when we have a Wednesday in the
I
middle.
pulled one of the agendas either today or next Monday, and I saw the name there. And then now I see that he's a reappointment as well, so I'm like, okay, so wait, when is the presentation? When, but then his interview's on Wednesday.
His interview is on Wednesday. Next Monday's agenda is not public yet, so it's not finalized. I don't know
Okay.
what's on that one. Linda still works on that until
Yeah, till
Wednesday.
I pulled one up, I'm not even kidding, like I saw that there, and I got my face confused, so that's why I was clarifying. So I had two questions and now they left. So the next time we meet is December, right? For the nominations.
So at this point, we don't have anyone lined up.
Okay.
If that becomes necessary, I'll email the three of you just to confirm because it gets a little sketchy around the holidays with availability. So I won't just assume, especially with the December schedule, you have regular meetings and special meetings 3 weeks in a row, so.
Okay.
I'll let that up to you if I have someone who gets to that stage.
For the RAWA, those are not scheduled yet, or they will be,
Those are not scheduled yet.
so it'll be later on. Because I
Yes.
remember we talked about the one that doesn't have the mayor support, and I don't know what happens with that, like we still interview and then we just kind of.
That, the only thing I can tell you is that Mike and Fred are having conversations, and I don't know where that stands at this point. So we haven't scheduled that yet.
But in any case, that there's a candidate for any board or authority that does not have a mayoral recommendation, like what's our procedure then? We still interview and schedule, or what's the protocol of that? Have
We
we
don't-
have we ever
We
had
don't
that?
have that frequently.
Okay, so we
It's
don't
been
know.
a number of years and a former
Mm.
administration since that has happened, so that would probably be a question for Mike. Because I have not encountered that recently.
So we'll just wait for their direction for those.
Yes.
Okay. All of this is up to date, so any openings that are in this charts
Yep.
are available. And now I remember, so she submitted her resume, which is beautiful. That is not a requirement for our candidates. She just did it just because.
It's optional, yeah,
Okay.
but some of the highly professional candidates like this will do it, but it's not required.
It's not required. This was very helpful. Like it just narrows down, like my question about the lead, she already had it in here. Had I seen it, I wouldn't have. So this gives you a big, full picture of the candidate. So that's helpful. I know some, it's not required. It's just a volunteer. That's all I have. Thank you.
Okay, if there's nothing else, motion to adjourn. Okay. Meeting is adjourned. Thank you.